In this lesson, we're going to talk about airspaces and their differences. Every flight simmer needs to know these fundamentals to be a safe virtual pilot. There are 6 primary classes of airspace in the United States, including Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, and Golf. Along with these airspaces, there are a few different areas or zones we will cover, including MOAs and restricted areas. Now, there are many others, but we're just going to focus on these. Here on this diagram, you see all the airspaces here within the United States in graphical form. We will go through each one of these and show you what they look like on a VFR sectional. Class A airspace is from 18,000 MSL to 60,000 MSL. In this airspace, you can only fly IFR. Class A airspace is not indicated on a VFR sectional or an IFR en route chart. Class E or Echo airspace is mostly found between 1,200 feet AGL to 17,999 feet and is controlled by center and TRACON, or approach and departure controllers. However, VFR aircraft are not required to talk to ATC in Class Echo airspace. Some airports have a Class E shelf that goes all the way to the ground at the airport, like you see here with the red dashed line around the airport. This is usually done when the airport has instrument approach procedures and a higher than normal volume of traffic or special case that requires more control for IFR aircraft all the way to the ground. Another example you'll find is an airport with an instrument approach procedure but isn't very busy, as you see here. The faded red circle around the airport indicates Class Echo airspace down to 700 feet AGL. At other airports without an instrument approach procedure, no indication around the airport is indicated, indicating Class Echo goes down to 1,200 feet above ground. Now you might be asking, what airspace is under Echo? The answer is Class Golf, which is completely uncontrolled. Class Delta airspace is indicated with blue dashed lines around the airport. Class Delta airspace is controlled generally by a ground and a tower controller, and is often found at semi-busy airports. Here you must contact the controllers to taxi, take off, and land at the airport. All you need is a two-way radio communication to enter. You do not need a special clearance or even a transponder. Class Charlie airspace is indicated with a solid magenta line around the airport and looks like a small upside-down wedding cake when looked at from the horizontal. Class Charlie is controlled by a ground, tower, and TRACON controller. Sometimes you may also find a clearance and delivery controller at this airport, but not always. You must have a Mode C or altitude reporting transponder and ADS-B out to fly in and out of Class Charlie Airport. Class Bravo airspace is indicated with a solid blue line around the airport. Class Bravo airspace looks like a large upside-down wedding cake when looked at from the horizontal. Class Bravo is controlled by a clearance delivery, a ground, a tower, and a TRACON controller. This is the most busy type of airspace. You must have expressed permission to enter the Class Bravo airspace, a Mode C transponder, and ADS-B. Remember, you must hear cleared into the Class Bravo airspace in order to enter. At both Class Charlie and Class Bravo airports, you can see the height of the shelves of the airspace with what looks like a fraction. The bottom number is the altitude of the bottom of the shelf. The top number is the top of the airspace shelf. At a Class Delta airport, you'll see just a blue number in a box to indicate the top of the Class Delta airspace, as there are no outer shelves of this airspace. Quickly, let's cover the MOA, or Military Operations Area, and the Restricted Area, both of which are special use airspaces. The MOA is where you're likely to find a high volume of military aircraft or military aircraft maneuvering at high speed or conducting quick direction changes. MOA should be entered with caution for VFR aircraft, and for IFR aircraft should be cleared into or around. Restricted airspace is a no-go. No aircraft may enter the restricted airspace without express permission from the controlling authority. Often these restricted airspaces have times they are hot or active and times they are cold or not active. Be sure to communicate with ATC before entering a restricted airspace. Be sure to review the chart that is included here in this lesson to make sure you are fully understanding of all the different types of U.S. airspaces. You'll need to know these for VATSIM. Now that wraps up this lesson about airspaces and their differences. Be sure to continue on to make sure you continue learning.